Why do so many dogs die before their time? Actress and dog activist Katherine Heigl, who's helped save over 16,000 dogs through her foundation, says she's seeing more issues with dogs' joints, odors, and health than ever before. And after doing a ton of research, she feels there's one place we can look to support any dog's health: their food. So she decided to create something she could actually feel good about feeding her dogs. Superfood Complete by Badlands Ranch is made with over 30 of the healthiest ingredients on the planet, including premium protein-packed beef, nutrient-dense organ meat, heart-healthy salmon, gut-healthy vegetables, and several superfoods vital to your dog's health. And because high-heat cooking can add unhealthy things to your dog's food, Superfood Complete uses air drying, so it gets cooked low and slow. This means it has the convenience of kibble, but the health benefits of whole foods. If you want your dog to experience all these incredible benefits, go to badlandsranch.com/save50 right now to get up to 50% off your order and a 90-day money-back guarantee. Again, that's BADLANDS ranch.com/save50 today. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Ray. I'm your host, Lan or Alana, and today's episode is going to be part 2 of the habit reset. I'm going to be answering a lot of your questions since I didn't have time for it in last week's episode. I have a really good handful of questions surrounding routines, the habit reset, creating new habits, staying consistent with your habits, embracing imperfection, and so on. But let's quickly do our weekly segments. My weekly intention for the week is to meditate every night before bed. This is really new. I didn't think I'd ever be saying this because honestly, I don't love meditation. It's something that I honestly feel really uncomfortable doing. I hate doing it, but I have seen the way that it has changed so many of my friends' lives and how it's impacted their anxiety and depression and just their headspace so positively. And I have a 3-month subscription to Headspace right now. So I thought I might as well use it and take advantage and just give it a shot. I've been putting my feet up on the wall and doing that before bed. And usually I just do a little bit of breath work, just focusing on my breathing and grounding myself in that moment. So I was like, why don't I habit stack that with meditation? So something that I already do is something I want to do. And so I'm going to try do a little meditation before bed every night, or most nights, aim for every night. And I did it last night. I did one of the sleeping meditations from Headspace, and I honestly had a really great sleep. So I'm going to try that again tonight and continue doing that. And I encourage you to try it out with me. I so far really like Headspace, and I've heard amazing things about it. And it's something I've actually always recommended to people because I've heard of such amazing things about it. So that's my weekly intention. Tip of the week. If you're struggling with imposter syndrome, I know that usually my weekly intention and tip of the week are connected. I guess they still kind of are to a certain degree, but because you can do visualization as a part of meditation, like it's a form. But anyways, tip of the week. If you're struggling with imposter syndrome, try out something called character invention. And character invention is essentially creating a character in your mind who you can show up in the way that you want to and teach yourself to flip the switch to become this character when necessary. So know when people say show up as your high self, like envision your high self and show up as her, like what does she do? What is she wearing? Like what is she feeling? How does she hold herself? How does she introduce herself? Like all those things. That's essentially character invention. And 3 steps to partake in character invention is number 1, you want to identify the situations where you like to show up as the best version of yourself. And then 2, you want to envision the character you would like to embody in each of those situations. And lastly, get yourself some reps by turning yourself into that character in those situations. So for example, I felt like in high school, I wasn't the most confident or outgoing person, but that's something that I really wanted to embody, and that kind of followed me into my first 2 years of university. But when I transferred universities, I decided that this was kind of a fresh start for me, and I could start to just pretend to be the super outgoing and confident person, and eventually I would become that person. And I feel like by doing this and acting in that way, it's kind of led me to become more of that person. And I feel like I do this even at events and social events and like PR influencer events in the city, where I want to be this super outgoing and confident person. And naturally, that's something that I wasn't really. And I just pretend to be that person, and I end up becoming that person, and I become more comfortable with being that person, because it really just is a mindset shift. But anyways, that's my tip of the week. On to my current faves. I have been obsessed with the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector in light medium. It's like this moussey cream bronzer situation that just melts into your skin. It's amazing for contouring. It's amazing for bronzing. Sofia Richie's makeup artist used it on her for her wedding, and that's how I discovered it. It's my first Makeup by Mario product, and I'm disappointed in myself that I haven't tried his stuff sooner, because it's truly just amazing. Another current makeup fave is the NARS Orgasm Liquid Blush. I always steal trends when we are together, and I finally decided to get it for myself. It is truly just the best blush. I honestly love pairing it with the Dior Rosy Glow Backstage Blush in 001 Pink. Immaculate combination. You put the NARS Orgasm on first and then the powder on top. So good. Currently also obsessed with the Real Techniques brushes. I got sent a new set of them. I've been using them forever, but I was very grateful and I got sent more. And they're just always incredible. Like such amazing quality, such a great price. Just really into using brushes for makeup. These next few ones are so random, but I have rediscovered like deli turkey, and I know deli meat isn't the best for you, but I don't care. I'm such a happy camper. I got the Lilydale honey smoked turkey, and I used to eat this shit all the time, and it's so good, and I'm so happy I got it, and it's definitely going to become a staple of mine. I just get 200 grams of it from the deli, and it's so good. And then lastly, red grapes. I accidentally ordered 2 bags of red grapes, and if you guys know, like, grapes are not cheap. Like, they are really not that cheap. So I spent a lot on grapes accidentally because I ordered my groceries this week because it's been raining nonstop here in Toronto. But I'm not complaining because nothing hits better than a cold, firm red grape. It's just so good. And do not DM me telling me try frozen grapes. I hate frozen grapes. I don't understand how you're supposed to eat them. Like, do you just like suck on it? Like, do you skin it? Like, I don't understand. I'm just here for cold refrigerator grapes. I'm always trying to find the best supplements on the market. There's so many supplements out there that have fillers or aren't actually that great for you, and I'm just looking to fill those nutritional gaps, specifically in things like vitamin D3 and magnesium, since I know I'm deficient in those things. Enters Symbiotica. Symbiotica is a health supplement company designing sophisticated formulations that are scientifically proven to increase vitality and longevity by filling nutritional gaps resulting from our modern day diets. I personally love their liposomal vitamin C. It has a synergistic formula that plays a key role in immune system function, collagen production, production and healthy aging. It contains bamboo silica, which is actually one of nature's most beautifying minerals required for collagen production, normal cell function, and strong connective tissue. It also kind of tastes like a creamsicle. Their vitamins always taste good. It's honestly incredible. Symbiotica is perfect for anyone trying to elevate their health and wellness rituals. They truly believe that your mind and body deserve the best and that it's time to get to the root of your health. I actually had the opportunity to speak with their founder, Shervin, back on episode 115. If you would like to go learn more, hear a little bit more about him, get more insight on where Symbiotica came from and all of the good things that it surrounds. If you'd like to try out Symbiotica for yourself, you can try their online quiz to figure out which supplements are best for them, and you can use code MorningRay for 15% off their site at Cymbiotika.com. That's Cymbiotika.com, or create your own custom bundle and get up to 45% off with code MorningRay. Thank you, Symbiotika, for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray. Get your zen on with Panic Pack, the ultimate solution for when you need to find your calm amidst chaos. Their signature Panic Pack will stimulate all 5 of your senses to help you feel more centered and relaxed in an instant. It's convenient and portable. And with their wide variety of wax melts and essential oils, you can turn any room into a soothing sanctuary. Plus, as a small business that's veteran-owned and operated, you can feel good about supporting a family team who pours their hearts into every product. So what are you waiting for? Head over to thepanicpack.com and use code ALANA15, ALLANA 15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Thank you, Panic Pack, for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray. Okay. Let's get into the bulk of the episode. Let's get into our question period, our Big Sis chat on our habit reset. These are the questions that you guys sent to me on Instagram at Alana Bloomberg. That's where you can follow me. You can also follow the podcast Instagram at Morning Ray Podcast. If you don't already, I know a lot more of you guys are coming to Instagram from the pod, which is just, it blows my mind, but welcome. Hello. Let's get into the first question. How to get the stamina to do the workouts that I do. Honestly, you have to just be doing the workouts consistently and pushing yourself. And at the end of the workout, when you want to give up, don't really push yourself through, even if you feel like you're dying and you're gassed. Push yourself through, because it's that last 5 to 10 minutes where you feel like you're dying, that when you push through there, that's when you get stronger. When you push yourself past your breaking point, that's how you get stronger and you keep increasing your stamina and endurance. But just really working hard in your workouts and being consistent with your workout routine and focusing on your breath and that mind-muscle connection is how you can improve your stamina. I also find incorporating cardio into your workouts, so movements that get your heart rate up, so reverse lunges, walking lunges, mountain climbers, squat press, squat jumps, burpees, even a brisk walk, a run, the elliptical, a bike. Incorporating those consistently also will help improve your stamina and endurance. How do you give yourself grace when one of your habits doesn't work out for a day or two? I used to be so hard on myself and just judge myself so hard for quote unquote falling off track or messing up or any of these things. But what I have learned in the past 5 years of revamping my life and really leaning into routines and everything is that consistency is key. And as long as you get back on after those 1 or 2 days, or maybe it's 3 or 4, as long as the majority of the time you are practicing those habits, that's all that matters. The 1 or 2 days that you don't do that habit is not going to impact you in the long run. It is just merely a blimp in it. It's so little, it's really little. When things like that happen, try to zoom out from the situation, because right now you're hyper focusing and hyper fixating on that you didn't do a habit for 1 or 2 days that you wanted to do. Say it was journaling, say on Monday and Tuesday you didn't journal, then you're just going to be so hyper focused on that. But if you zoom out from that situation, you'll realize how little 1 to 2 days is. And if you just get back into it instead of sitting there upset at yourself, then you're going to get that progress that you're looking for. For example, I said I wanted to journal every day, and I didn't journal on Sunday, and I don't think I journaled on Tuesday, but I journaled on Monday, and I journaled on Wednesday, and I journaled this morning. So we just get back right into it. How to force yourself to wake up early. I will always choose to sleep over everything. I want you to rephrase that. Like, I don't want you to be using the word force, because force is almost like a punishment. It's very negative, and as humans, we are going to be resistant to anything negative, like you're forcing yourself. Try to change the narrative and reframe how you're looking at waking up early. Like, what is the benefit in you waking up early? Like, what reward will you get from waking up earlier? So for me, I love the light at the beginning of the day. I love the sunrise coming into my room. I love the quietness of the morning. I love how I give myself more time to do my self-care things. I love that I feel ahead of the world and ahead of my life by waking up earlier. So those are the things that motivate me and make me want to wake up early. And waking up early means going to bed earlier. And I want to feel good and I want to sleep. So it's really about changing that narrative to wake up earlier. And you don't have to wake up earlier. Like, it might not suit you. That might not be your thing. And you also shouldn't force yourself to do that. Like, everyone's bodies are different. But I really want you to think about the way in which you are speaking to yourself and framing things, because it can really impact your mindset around those things. It's kind of hard for me to stick to eating healthy when it's easier to order Uber Eats than cook. Honey, I understand. If you've been following me, I have got into a really bad habit of ordering Uber Eats, and I know it's super easy and tempting to want to order from your favorite restaurants or think it takes less time to order food, but in actuality, it takes the same time, if not more. I don't know about in your city. I don't know if you live in Toronto. I don't know where you live, but in Toronto, Uber Eats gets delayed a lot, and it can sometimes take an hour to get there. And in that hour, you could have made yourself like 4 different meals. A lot of the recipes I make myself take at most 20 minutes. And I want you to think of this. When we make our food for ourselves, we are putting our energy and our love into it. And nothing can really compare. When we're ordering food out, we don't know what's being put into it. It's being bought on bulk, like all the ingredients are being bought on bulk. And a lot of the times restaurants, even if it's the healthiest, most organic place, there are a lot of things being added into it, and you don't truly know what's in your food. And you will always feel better eating food that you have made yourself. I guarantee you, even if you buy the exact same thing out at a restaurant, you will feel so much better physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually when you are eating food that you have made yourself at home. I don't know what exactly it is besides like the process of you making it yourself, but I always just feel a million times better. And when you start to do it consistently, you start to find the therapeutic aspect to cooking for yourself. And you start to feel so much better, so much more energized, so much lighter when you are making food for yourself as opposed to ordering Uber Eats all the time. As much as I love a good meal out, my wallet doesn't like me ordering Uber Eats every day. My stomach doesn't like me ordering Uber Eats every day. I honestly start to feel really sluggish and gross, and I'm sure you have started to feel kind of similar from ordering Uber Eats all the time. And I'm not telling that you can't ever. I still do. I had Uber Eats on Monday night, and that's okay. But I want you to really think about, how does making food at home make you feel versus eating out all the time or ordering takeout all the time? Like, really reflect on how you are feeling on all fronts when you're eating Uber Eats out a lot. And I feel like you're not feeling great if you're writing in and you're asking this question. So think of your future self. Think about what type of person you want to be and what you need to do, what steps you need to take in order to show up as them. Morning journaling ideas other than gratitude and goals, because I feel like those are always preached about. Okay, I totally agree on this. I feel like gratitude and manifesting goals are always on every single journal prompt outline. But other things that you can practice are things like positive affirmations. I feel like that one's also super common, but that's another thing you can practice. And you can also create your own prompts about things that you feel you need to focus on. Like, for example, asking yourself, what can I do today to make myself feel better? How can I ensure that today is going to be a great day? What am I going to do today to show up as my highest self? What do I need more of? What do I need less of? What is something that I am looking forward to? What are the highlights and lowlights of the past week? Honestly, any of those things are amazing. If you're unsure of journal prompts, you can look at the Dream Daily journal. They have lots of prompt ideas in there. That's the journal I've been using. You can even go on Pinterest and search prompts. You can go on Google. I know Margot Lee also has a journal with prompts in it. It's pretty cool. But there are so many things. You can also do a mind dump and just write out whatever is on your mind, release it, your feelings, your emotions, things that have happened in your life. I always find that super helpful. But there are so many other things that you can write about other than just gratitude and goals. Do you start new habits all at once or one at a time? I feel like I do habits in little clusters. Like, I want to say like 2 to 3, maybe 2 to 4 habits at a time. But I would never just like completely like revamp your lifestyle and your habits and your routines entirely in one go, because you're gonna lose motivation and the ability to keep going with those after about a week. You're gonna feel really burnt out, and it's gonna be really hard to discipline yourself in a situation like that. Versus if you slowly integrate these new habits and build onto them using habit stacking, then you're more likely to increase the possibility of sustaining these new habits and new routines.
Being super busy can make it, I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
Really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50ray and use code 50ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50RAE and use code 50ray 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
That you're trying to incorporate. So no, I don't incorporate everything all at once. I kind of do it slowly over a period of time. Someone asked me, how do you get so much done before eating breakfast? I'm starving when I wake up. I'm currently trying to rebalance my hormones. I got into a habit of getting distracted by everything and unintentionally intermittent fasting a little bit in the morning. But I also do all these things pretty much within an hour, and then I'll eat my breakfast. So that's just honestly what I do. That's what works for me. If you're starving when you wake up, then go ahead, wake up and eat your breakfast. There is nothing wrong with that. Everyone is different, and you got to do what is best for you and best for you in that day. Sometimes I wake up and I eat breakfast right away because I'm hungry, and sometimes I wait a little bit because I'm not super hungry when I wake up. How to embrace imperfection. Life isn't linear. It won't always be possible to stick to habits. I feel like I spoke about this a little bit when I was answering the question about if a habit doesn't work out for a day or two. And as a perfectionist, it's honestly been really hard to embrace imperfection. But what I've learned is life ebbs and flows. Like you said, life isn't linear, and that you really just have to ride the wave and to let things go and to kind of just be present in the moment, to stop worrying about the past or thinking about the future, let go of those should have thoughts and would have thoughts, and just be content with where you are right now and know that there is a time and place for everything. I have motivation after listening to the podcast, but how do I get the motivation to actually do it? I feel like this is such a huge misconception that motivation is the fuel for maintaining a healthy lifestyle, for reaching goals, for anything in life. But I really hate to break it to you guys. Motivation is so short-term. It's so short-lived. It is not consistent. And if you want to be consistent in maintaining habits and reaching goals, in changing your lifestyle for the better, it all comes down to self-discipline and what your why is. I really cannot preach this enough. You need to learn how to discipline yourself and to keep promises to yourself and to stand up for yourself and hold yourself accountable. Your motivation isn't going to do that. Yes, it could inspire you and get you to do those things for a day or two, maybe a week, maybe a month at most, but your motivation is going to burn out, and that is where the self-discipline comes in to keep you going. And you also need to have that why. That underlying why is going to be kind of like your motivational trigger. It's going to refuel the motivation that you're searching for and re-inspire you. If you don't have a why as to why you want to wake up early, why you want to work out, why you want to cook your meals, why you want to start a business, why you want to lose weight, why you want to stop vaping, why you want to start journaling, why you want to walk more, all these different things, no matter what they are, no matter what area of life it is, if you don't have that why, if you don't have that self-discipline, you're going to quote unquote fall off track. You're going to not stay consistent. You're going to lose motivation because at the end of the day, it really just comes down to that self-discipline. The entrepreneurs, the successful business people, the people that are continually reaching their fitness goals, who are working out every day, they don't always want to go to the gym. They don't always want to show up to that meeting. It's that self-discipline and underlying reason of why they are doing it. Almost think of it like a business's mission statement. It's that underlying reason that is keeping them going day to day, even when they don't want to show up. Even when they're feeling their lowest, it is what gets them out of bed. So figure out what your why is. Why are you doing these things? Why do you want to do these things? Who are you doing these things for? I always like to think of my future self. I always like to envision the highest version of myself, what she looks like, what she's wearing, what her morning and night routine looks like. What is she doing every single day to show up as that person? And envisioning myself being that person right now, okay? Lately, I've been on my phone a lot. Any tips for replacing that habit? I find replacing a bad habit with a good habit is always a really good way. You can do things like reading a book, going on a walk, listening to a podcast, putting your phone in another room, when you're out with friends, putting your phone away. Just like honestly replace the bad habit with something that is equally as satisfying, but is better for you. Okay, I think that is all we have time for today. I hope these questions, this little Q&A period was super helpful for you guys. Let me know if you want more Big Sis chats. Let me know if you want more talks on maybe imposter syndrome. I feel like that's something that I feel very called to talk on. So let me know if you want more of that. I love you guys so much. If you could leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, that would make my day. I love reading your reviews, and that's how you can help support the pod. I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.